we've been talking about instruments, F5s in particular, that either very faithfully replicate the lore instruments of the 20s, or are inspired by it and have their own departures.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another instrument very strongly inspired by Lloyd Loar's work, the 20s H-5 Mandola. And this again would have details that would very faithfully match what you would find should you have the good fortune to chance upon a 23 or 24 H-5, built by Paul Duff of Australia with, again, beautiful details, beautiful materials.
Unfinished back of the neck, or there is some finish there.
Well,
it's not
well,
high polish.
You've caught me in an embarrassing situation, Mike, because Paul, who may be watching this film, hi Paul, doesn't know that I, at least not until this moment, that I stripped the finish off the back of this neck for him. He didn't realize that needed to be done, but I did. And
he probably would have picked it up on the camera without me saying it. But
he might have. And at any rate, Paul, I do apologize, but it's a wonderful piece of work, and it plays like a dream. Occasionally, you can find that the finish on some instruments will not cure to the extent you might hope for. And I don't know what it's attributable to necessarily. Humidity factors probably figure in significantly. This was an instrument that just cried out to have a much more violinistic feel in the back of the neck, and now it does. Some of the features that Paul is noted for, he likes to replace the buttons on his Grovers with very nice Ivoroid buttons, which gives them an increased vintage look. A small touch, but as with all of these instruments, it's the small touches, I think, that lend them so much appeal. Clearly the skill level that goes into building one of these is exceptional. And then from there, the small details that the builders add, they're worthy of note, I think.
Right. Now, for those who don't know, the mandola step up from the mandolin is parallel to the step from violin to viola.
That's correct.
So we'll have a different, from low to high, we go C, G, D, A.
Yes, so in essence you've got the mandolin over here missing its E string, and then the added C string on the bottom. So the relationships are all the same, of course, but you're in a different register.
So it would be a G position on a mandolin, you'll be playing C on a mandolin.
There's a C chord, G chord. So a lot of players like me who like jumping around from instrument to instrument have to be very careful how we think about these changes, because if I think too long and hard about the fact that now I'm playing a mandola, I can suffer a serious case of brain frost, which makes me lie down and cover my eyes. So I have to sort of disengage one part of my brain while playing it, or I just get thoroughly confused. But it's one of the wonderful challenges of playing these mandolin family instruments. These, of course, being the king of instruments, as we all know.
That's right.
In their various forms.
Because, as you and I were discussing last week, you could solve that whole problem by just simply tuning it to the top four strings of the guitar. And then...
You could do that, but they don't make any sense.
We're just kidding, folks.
Yeah, we're just kidding. Yeah. Guitars are, of course, mandolin wannabes.
Right.
They're just missing a couple of strings. Well, let's hear how this sounds. One of the things that I love about mandolas is obviously the register they're in. Because we're going to need one here.
I love the sound. You know, when I hear a mandola being played, I always think that I hear minor key. I hear that dark sound and the tones that come from mandola fit that perfectly.
They do actually.
Just a personal thing on my part.
Well, certainly it's a darker voice, and it does lend itself to minor keys. But they're little pianos. Well, the piano, of course, is another wannabe mandolin.
Yeah.
But the idea behind it is quite appealing. It covers such a vast range and is capable of anything. Well, here we have it in a more compact form. It covers such a wonderful range and capable of absolutely anything.